Hello, guys, and welcome, a good evening, to the Daily Nightcap for the third day of the Cheltenham Festival, brought to you by our sponsors, Glenfarclas. I will raise my glass. Cheers to everybody. What a day's racing it's been. Supporting WellChild at the Cheltenham Festival here. I've got the Gold Cup to my right, looking. I can't touch it. I'm on strict instructions. I cannot touch this Gold Cup. It's very close. It's within smudge distance, but it's looking lovely. It's obviously got the purple. We've got the teddy bear tonight as well. Eddie the Teddy, named after Ed Chamberlain, believe it or not, who is my guest tomorrow night. But yeah, I mean, what a day it's been. Let me introduce straight away my first guest of the night. Well, guess who's going to be with me all night, co-hosting, Rishi Persad, my good friend. How are you?
Chris, I'm great, thank you. I have absolutely loved. Do you know what? This year's Cheltenham Festival, I think a lot of people are saying, look, because it's no crowds, it's going to be a little bit of a hollow festival. But we have missed the crowds, don't get me wrong, but the racing has been absolutely sensational. And today's racing, perhaps one of the best days ever at the festival.
Yeah, what I love about Cheltenham, I know it's so cliche, but we say it all the time. Cheltenham is not, it's not just special, but it is special, but it's not just special because it's the Cheltenham Festival, because it's the pinnacle. Every single day you get a story. Every single day, without fail. It can be anything. We're just full of magical Cheltenham moments throughout the years. And where are you? Just quickly, are you in your bedroom there?
No, I'm in my office, Chris. This is my office. Can you just
lean over? Yeah, I need to see what's behind you. That's your office, is it?
This is my office. But when you've got a 10-year-old daughter, you have nothing that belongs to you anymore. There is no space in the house that belongs to just me. So I have to share everything. So I'm actually quite glad that you've invited me onto this Glenfarclas Nightcap show, because at least I can have like a few minutes without hoping without any disturbance for a little bit anyway.
Yeah, someone else has to put the kids to bed tonight. And the globe as well. Katie Walsh actually had a globe. Well, not a globe, it's a map of the world, because it's not a sphere, one of those round things. It's spherical. Yeah, it's a map. What, like, everyone's got maps.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing with us is that because I was born in Trinidad, as you may know, Chris, so my daughter's probably not that aware of the geography of where her dad came from. And my family originated from India, so it's an example to sort of give her all that and go, this is, so where was daddy's grandfather from? There. Yeah. Where was daddy from? There. Yeah. So it's a little bit of an education.
No, I love that. Right, before we begin, let's just have a little update on the owners, leading owners, trainers and jockey standings currently. I love the kids getting involved. Leading owners, Shively Park Stud, Kenny Alexander, of course, with Honeysuckle. JP McManus is now their leading trainer. Willie Mullins, 4 first place. Alongside Henry de Bromhead with 4 as well. Obviously, Willie's had more seconds and thirds, which makes him the leading. And the leading jockey, Rachel Blackmore, of course. And the interesting thing is, it is currently Rachel Blackmore 5, Great Britain 4. And that is exceptional. I mean, 2017, Rishi, the Irish recorded their biggest victory of winners with 19 trained winners. That was 2017. It's currently 17-4. Yeah. I mean, I don't have to be some judge to tell you that's probably going to be beaten tomorrow.
I think everyone knows, or everyone knew before the start of the festival that it was right. You've got to go to bed now. Everyone knew before the start of the festival that Ireland were going to dominate. If you looked at the markets before the race, all the anti-post markets suggested that Ireland had all the main horses. All the bankers were Irish horses. Yeah. The hard thing is seeing it in reality for the British trainers, for the trainers that have obviously we're on this side of the Irish Sea, so we would have kept a little bit closer look at what was going on. But all the while, you have one eye on what's happening in Ireland, and you know that when it comes to the festival, they dominate. I still remember, I'm old enough, Chris, to remember when Ireland would struggle. They'd come over with 1 or 2 big horses, and when a horse like Denoli did go on and do the job, or in Istabraq, they celebrated it so much because it was relatively rare, but not now.
No, now it's the complete norm. And like you said, the celebrations are more tame because, I mean, we kind of expect it.
Yeah, exactly. And, there would be 1 or 2 races that they would have targeted a handicap, one of the big races that have an obvious chance for. But now it's right across the board. And not only that, it's also their personnel are dominating as well. Naturally, the fact is that Willie Mullins, Gordon Elliott, obviously before, now Denise Foster, their stables are outstanding with the quality. And here in Britain, as big as Paul Nicholls and Nicky Henderson are at the moment, and they are big trainers, don't get me wrong. The fact that we've had 2 days and Nicky Henderson's had one winner, that's it.
I know.
3 days.
I know. It's crazy. It's so different. And I've got an amazing video to show everybody now. I caught up with AP just before he left tonight at the racecourse. It's 5-4 to Rachel Blackmore, but this is, 20-time champion jockey. And this is AP, and he's extremely jealous. So AP, what a day's racing. 5 to Rachel Blackmore, 4 to Britain. Like, sum up how good she is.
She's brilliant, Chris. I'm actually quite jealous of her. She's that good. I said yesterday to Ed that simplicity is the most difficult thing. She does things simply. She's like a lot of those brilliant sports people, whether it be Lionel Messi playing football. Everything seems to happen nearly in slow motion for her. I was just watching her, the last filly that she won on, Tell Me Something Girl. That's the first horse I think that I've seen pretty much dropped in that far, ridden with that much confidence. And it was like really well fancied. And she rode it like as if she was going out for a stroll on a horse. You know what I mean? She just rode it with loads of confidence, rode it with loads of bottle. She's got a lot. Yeah,
and I think that's important. You say riding with confidence. That must be a real factor, because obviously she's banging in winners left, right and centre. But you can see the confidence on Honeysuckle to angle Honeysuckle out, the mare. She knew she had plenty of horse under her. Like you said there, she dropped that one in today. And confidence is huge, right?
Confidence is huge. And she looks like she's coming here and thinking the only thing she's doubting is who's going to finish second and third. Yeah. She's not really worried about anything else because she thinks she's going to win them all, and you can't beat that. She's brilliant. Can't speak highly enough of her.
And you're obviously 20-time, or you were 20-time champion jockey. She's got a championship in her, right?
All day long. I think she'd proven it before this week. I think most people had known it over the last few years, how well she's doing. Numbers don't lie, and she's getting better and better all the time. And to be a champion, that's what you need to do. Yeah. She's a champion waiting to happen.
And she's obviously, she's obviously inspiring so many sports people. She's inspiring the youngsters to get up and just prove that, she doesn't want to be classed as a female in this sport. She's just a top-class jockey. And would you say she's riding better than anybody in UK and Ireland at the moment?
Oh, she is, because the numbers tell you that. And it's not about whether being male or female. I always said I thought it'd be difficult for a female to be champion jockey. It was only because there hadn't been that many before. They haven't had that many opportunities. It's tough for them. It's a very physically demanding job as well. She's proven here, as that song says, that Tell Me Something Girl, she fell 3 times yesterday and I'm falling. Well, she got back up again and managed to, to come back and be even better again today. She's given all those young girls hope of one day being able to come to the Cheltenham Festival and male, female, whatever it is, beat everyone else. And she's given them all hope.
Yeah, and you don't get the rides. You don't get booked for the rides or ride the horses that she rides unless she's absolute world class, and you know that first and foremost.
She's got it all.
Got it all.
I'm so jealous of her.
Good. It's a good way to sum it up. And Rishi, without running out of adjectives to describe how good she is, we could be here all day. I know we've said it for 3 days now. Like, she's mustard, right?
Well, a couple of things you both said that I totally agree with. The one point AP mentions about the fact she seems to have plenty of time through the race. I totally agree with that. Chris, you love your sport as much as I do. And when you think about like the best cricketers in the world, the best golfers in the world, the best footballers in the world, they look like they're doing things in slow motion in comparison to the guys that are your standard professionals and pretty good. But, it would be like a David Gower cover drive. He looked like he had all the time in the world to do it. You back in the day, it was a Gaza or a Beckham. They always looked like they had loads of time to hit the pass. She looks like in a race, she's got everything covered, and her decision-making, which obviously is happening at speed, she's doing it in time. She looks like she's got it all under control. The other thing that you mentioned is that she's been trusted by everybody now. She's been totally trusted. And that's the sort of position that an AP McCoy, Barry Geraghty, and a Ruby Walsh used to command at their very best. 3 of the greatest jockeys that we've ever seen. Everybody wanted them to ride, and they totally trusted 3 of them. And I feel this festival has put Rachel Blackmore into that category, that stratosphere. That's where she is now.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, she was always brewing. And just aside from Rachel on the Irish in general, why are they so dominant? I mean, these horses are running out their skin.
It's a great question that as well as I do. People are going to be racking their brains. You throughout the week, you know that all the editors and TV producers are going to do a feature on why are Ireland smashing the Brits up in the Cheltenham Festival and it's year upon year. It happens all the time now. The only thing is, I mean, clearly you can't do it unless you've got the horses. And that is ultimately the key. As good as the personnel are, as good as Willie Mullins and all the other trainers who've had winners at the festival this year and the riders are, they can't do it unless they've got the horses. And even Paul Nicholls has been quoted as saying, it's the raw materials. And for whatever reason, the investment financially in Irish racing, in national hunt racing in Ireland in particular, is bearing much more fruit than it is in the UK and in Britain for whatever reason. And that's what it comes down to, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, well summed up completely. I completely agree. I mean, the firepower is just tremendous. Let's check in with Barry Geraghty and let's see what his best bit of today was.
It's time for my best bits of day 3. For me, it was the shunter. What a training performance by Emmett Mullins. He brought him to Kelso 12 days ago to win the Moore Battle Hurdle. He brings him back to Cheltenham today to win an ultra-competitive handicap chase and in the process a £100,000 bonus. Plus a brilliant ride from young jockey Jordan Gainford, a name you're going to hear an awful lot more about in the future. We'll catch up again tomorrow. Cheers, Chris.
Cheers, Barry. Every night I have cheers with Barry and I love it. He's a good crack, bless him. Talking of the shunter, let's just remind everybody of the footage today. I got some great footage before, this morning. I was out on the track at about 8:30. Believe it or not, I got up early this morning, Rishi. And I was then, the one horse which came out to have a little graze on the grass was the shunter. And it's amazing footage. And we'll replay the closing stage of the races as well. Just enjoy this.
Welcome back. I'm just giving you a seat warm, as I said yesterday, with Chris. Chris, I wanted to get you out onto the track this morning, and we found a total star in the shunter, having a pick of grass ahead of him.
Being very bullish again in the opener.
Here he goes, he's having a roll.
Look at this.
Good lad.
Like posing now. It's like you, Alice. This is the shunter, runs today in the plate, going for the bonus. If he wins today, he will accumulate more prize money with the bonus and winning today, and from Kelso last time out, and the champion hurdle winner this week. The shunter, ladies and gents, bit muddy, just had a roll. He's absolutely flying. Looks well at home.
They are followed by Top Notch, and then behind these is Cool Cody. Huntsman's Son is one that's running on from the back, and Old Grangewood out wide. Over two out the shunter, challenged by Top Notch and Old Greenwood. And then assemble behind these and Farclas and Cool Cody and Kilteely Briggs, but it's the shunter who's kicked away going towards the final fence. The shunter is over, only 2 lengths clear of Top Notch. Coming home well is Farclas, who's been under pressure for some time. The shunter on the far side, chased down by Farclas all the way up the hill, but it's the Greatwood Hurdle winner, the shunter, who's going to win again at Cheltenham, this time over fences in the Paddy Power Plate.
No, I love that footage. What's the chances of me being out on the racecourse this morning at 8:30, that being the only horse which comes out for a little nibble and a roll around, settling in at home? You couldn't write it, could you? Fairy tale stuff, Rishi.
It was for connection. I thought you were going to cheer on Farclas for a little toast, considering our sponsors tonight.
Yeah, true.
But a fantastic plot from Emmett Mullins. When the horse joined Emmett Mullins, it was an 18 race maiden. You know, to do what they've done this season. I know there's a little bit of controversy about the 1 or 2 runs, but in fairness, regardless of that, for the moment, just concentrate on the improvement from being an 18 race maiden to winning those races. The 100 grand bonus, an incredible amount of improvement in one horse in one season in a short space of time.
Yeah, no, it was lovely. I had Squeak. Well, I say Squeak. Alan Corley, you won't know him as Squeak, but he texted me because he obviously rode the shunter at Kelso last time out, because he obviously watched the opening show this morning, and he said, like, what an animal, would love to see him win. So he was obviously at home cheering on. So yeah, great story, great for connections, and it makes TV easy when you have moments like that, Rishi. You know that.
Some of us are blessed.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And let's look ahead of just a couple of the other races, the main race of the day, the Ryanair, runaway winner, Allaho. Rachel Blackmore, Willie Mullins.
I watched that race, Chris, and you know a lot more about riding than I do. And I was thinking to myself, I wonder if Rachel is going too hard on this horse. I wonder if Rachel's going too hard on this horse. I don't think they're going to come back. They're going to come back. They're going to get her. But he kept rolling along. And bearing in mind that he got reeled in last year in the RSA, as it was, by Champ, and he obviously got into a bit of a battle with Manila Endo. Even so, it's still a hell of a performance. To go the pace that he did, he had them all burnt off for such a long way out. That was a hell of an effort. And a ride full of confidence. Because, I talking about riding horses, and you know more about this than me, but to trust your mount like that, to have complete faith in it, is such a massive bonus. To ride with that sort of confidence in a horse like that.
Yeah, 100%. We'll have a chat later on in about 5-10 minutes time with Jonjo Jr, who'll be joining me, but that would be an interesting point from him. But I mean, judging pace is, one of the biggest things. That's what makes the jockeys so good. And you can see the pace they went in the Arkle. I mean, it was an absolute cutthroat pace up top. And I mean, Shishkin won, but even in that race, I look back and think Cobden's give the Tizard runner, Eldorado Allen, an absolute peach to pick up, I think, 28 grand? I don't know what the second prize money was, but I mean, the judging of pace is so crucial, but she obviously knows, but she's, I mean, just Rachel Black mustard again. Yeah, like I said earlier.
Well, it's not, you're right. It's not just judging the pace from the front. It's also being able to make that decision about how far away you are if you're off the pace and when to press a button.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Harry Cobden on Eldorado Allen was excellent. In fact, Robbie Powell on Fiddle on the Roof as well in defeat when he was beaten by Monkfish. That was also a pretty good ride in defeat. But it wasn't long before we saw a repeat of excellent front-running tactics today as well, because right after the Ryanair and Rachel Blackmore came another outstanding front-running effort.
Yeah. Wow. Let's look at the stayers. Sum that one up for me. Flooring Porter, I mean, fantastic. Danny Mullins picked up the spare. Jonathan Moore out like fairy tale stuff again.
It is. And again, another horse, Chris, that started off the season in handicaps and ends up the season winning a championship race. A good mate of mine is Gary O'Brien, who's obviously based in Ireland, knows everything about Irish racing. And I said to him, Gary, could you possibly, even if, this is before the festival, could you possibly have seen that this horse would run in this race? And he said no. And then today, saying to him, could you possibly say this horse could win this race? And he said he watched it get beaten in a handicap earlier in the season and thinking to himself, if anybody had said to you, this horse is going to be running in the Stayers hurdle and winning it, you'd have said, I think you need to check yourself in to get some help because you're visualizing stuff that ain't going to happen. Yeah. But that's exactly the sort of fairy tale season, as you rightly say, that this horse has had. Incredible. And again, he was going off so fast in front or setting decent fractions that I thought, Paisley Park will pick him up. Paisley Park. I think Paisley Park probably was a little bit below his best today for whatever reason, but I don't know whether he'll ever recapture his glory of 2 years ago, though.
Yeah, I thought watching it, when they were swinging in, obviously Paisley ran in his flat spot and then they were swinging in and I was thinking he's making ground here, but it just wasn't to be today. But enough about the Irish for 5 minutes. Let's just focus on the fact that we had a British winner in the Marsh. Let's look at the footage back from the Marsh earlier today.
About to make the turn back towards home, and Shan Blue is now reeled in. His lead is now being whittled away to only 2 lengths. Chantry House now raises his gain towards the outside. A stablemate Fusil Raffles on the wide outside. Asterian Phalange towards the inside. Chatham Street Lad is now looking for racing room. They're over the second last, and Fusil Raffles and Chantry House are 1-2 at this point for Nicky Henderson, and they now go on by 2.5 lengths to Asterian Phalange. They come to the final fence. Chantry House and Nico de Boinville out in front. A peck on landing from Fusil Raffles in second. Now with 2 lengths to find. Asterian Phalange is back in third. But as they race inside the final half furlong, it is Chantry House and Nico de Boinville pulling clear on the run to the line. And Chantry House has taken the Marsh Novices Chase in a 1-2 for Nicky Henderson.
Yeah, amazing stuff. We've actually got a quote up. If we can just show everybody the quote from Nico de Boinville this today. Never discount Nicky Henderson around here. Trust in the governor. And I think that's always important. Horses have have been running under par. That's no secret, but you can never write him off. And obviously a festival winner is absolutely no surprise. But the real talking point, Envoy Allen falling early on. I mean, it's a matter of who knows.
What can you say about Envoy Allen other than he fell? I mean, it's as simple as that. It seems.
The thing in horse racing, what I always get round, I said it to Ollie today, I said, you get people always come out of this going, well, oh, he probably wouldn't have won if like Envoy Allen stayed on his feet, or who knows. But the thing is, you got to jump the obstacles. They're in front of you. And the end of the day is the best racers are the ones which jump them. And on the day, Envoy Allen didn't. He was a bit heated up at the start. He looked a little bit different. Potentially some would say, but yeah.
I don't think, as you rightly said, I don't think Nicky Henderson will be sitting at home going, well, it's a shame we didn't beat Envoy Allen. He stayed on his feet. I mean, they, punters who back Chantry House or whatever, they don't really care for the result in that sense. Obviously, a lot of people will care that Envoy Allen was okay. But ultimately, as you rightly point out, today is just not Envoy Allen's day. Great that he's all right after the race. Both he and Jack Kennedy were up safe and sound. Nicky Henderson, his 70th festival winner, and again, another trainer with an incredible record. And I think Nick O'Neill was absolutely right. No matter what the situation is, you can't count someone with a record like that of the Cheltenham Festival out at any point. But I think for Envoy Allen, if anybody had said to you at the start of the week, Chris, right, which is a one Irish horse that if I give you Monkfish, Envoy Allen, Appreciate It, and Shaka Poussoir, even say that quartet, if you're going to get one beat, it would be incredible. If you got two beat, it's almost unbelievable. And the fact that Shaka Poussoir and Envoy Allen have both come a cropper this week, I think it just shows that even though we've had lots of favourites and Ireland have dominated, you can't, as Ruby Walsh has said, there's no such thing as a certainty in racing.
No, 100%. Right, well, let's get our guest on. He's been waiting in the wings. He's going to probably, I think he's unmuted himself. Good boy. Jonjo Jr. Thanks for joining me. How are you, mate?
I'm good, Chris. And you?
I'm very well. How's the cheek? Give us a little update.
It's okay, yeah. So I fractured my eye socket 2 weeks ago. So it's been a bit of a rush to get back to Cheltenham, but luckily we passed all the inspections and everything, and the vision is fine. So it's nice to be here.
Yeah. You know what, John? When I had a little accident in Mykonos once where I got a little slit in my eyebrow. When it happened at the time, I hated it, but like as time went on, I thought I actually really like this. I don't want it to heal up, but it makes you I think it does you good sometimes. It makes you a little bit tough. Do you not think?
I suppose scars tell stories, don't they?
Are you basically saying that you boast about your scars, Chris?
Yeah, I thought it made me look like a boxer, and I thought I'd have a bit of that.
I haven't got anything like that to boast about, so I can't join in this particular one.
No, exactly.
I'm soft.
No, staying out of trouble. That's what it is. But John, let's play a little game just to kick things off. We'll talk racing in a moment. Let's have a little bit of fun. I'm going to do some quick fire questions, all right?
All right.
You don't have to answer them quick fire. You can have a little think. I asked Aidan about this first question. It's your favourite TV show. He said Home and Away the other day. And I mean, that's an absolute shocker. So, John, let's get started. Favourite TV show?
A TV series, I've watched it. Probably the best I've ever watched. Power on Netflix.
Power. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, no, Power is good. I've watched Power. If it's funny, these guests, none of them say Love Island. None of them.
Love Island is a summer thing. And I do, for the comical value, I do like it as well.
Good man. Rugby or racing?
Racing.
Yeah, obviously we know. Obviously, you have had a part. You could have been a pro rugby player.
I don't know if I would have made it pro. I'm quite small, but I enjoyed it, and I played with a few good players that have turned out pretty good now.
Yeah. What weight were you when you were 16 playing rugby? What weight?
I was over 12 stone.
What are you now?
Like 10 and a half, and 10 and a half stone.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was kind of at the stage. I broke my leg in 2015 or 2016, and I was 17, I think, and I was just it was kind of the time where I had to decide which way, because obviously racing and rugby don't really go hand in hand.
I don't think they do.
I had a better chance. I thought I had a better chance at racing, but yeah, it took a while to get the weight off there.
Yeah, wise choice. Earliest childhood memory, anything? What do you remember doing as a kid?
Probably going to my granny's house. We used to have a little Palomino Shetland that used to stay in her little, it wasn't even a stable really, and getting on and riding that like literally before I could walk. It was called Peacock, and it was about 33 years old. So yeah,
33 years old.
That's the earliest part of memory, yeah.
Oh, nice. Good man. Beyonce or Rihanna?
Good question.
Beyonce.
Why is that?
just classy gal, isn't she?
Classy girl, yeah. She's
Good answer.
She's some girl, bless her. Best mate in the weighing room.
Known Connor Brace for a long time since I've been pony racing, and we're very close. We don't live too far away.
Yeah, I knew that answer. And what's your greatest ambition?
Champion jockey someday.
Yeah, think you will? I think you will.
I tried to, but it's you need the firepower behind you and stuff, and I don't quite have that to make it into that rank at the minute, but hopefully someday we will be able to.
Yeah, Jonjo, apart from that beautiful little face, you got the firepower to be champion jockey, mate. You got all the potential.
Hopefully.
You will be. I think you will be.
Annie Mac, you've got.
Yeah, Annie Mac, yeah. Jonjo's nearly as pretty as Annie Mac. He's a beautiful racehorse. Right, Jonjo, here's a good one. On your horse, you own a horse, Jonjo. Who are you having ride it? Jonjo O'Neill Sr., your dad, or AP McCoy?
Depends what type of horse it is.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's a horse you want to get any. Yeah. Are you going to say it's one you got to dig out, like synchronized one? What's going to, need a bit of work, a top stayer? Who you chucking on it? AP?
Well, I never saw Dad ride, so he only can tell me how good he was. But I knew AP was top draw, so it probably has to be
AP. Interesting answer. And last meal, if you were going on a desert island, last meal.
Oh, I love a steak and chips.
You do, don't you? I was just saying to Aidan the other night, actually, we'd usually be probably tonight, right now, or after. Yeah, frog meal. Yeah, exactly. Steak and chips, celebrating all these Irish victories. And if you had to take your mum or dad as well on that desert island, which one are you taking? You can't have them both.
Whichever one you don't take, Chris is going to take.
So take your dad. Oh, Jackie will love me. I get on well with Jackie, bless her. Jonjo will be giving me a ribbing too much. Who's it going to be, mum or dad?
I suppose probably mum. I might fall out with dad a bit too often.
No, I absolutely love that. Right, let's discuss...
Jonjo, one for you, Jonjo. Chris Hughes or Ollie Bell?
Well, Chris is close to home. I couldn't lay away from Chris. There's no offense to Ollie.
No, that's good. Ollie will take no offense. He won't even find out. I'll keep that strictly between me and you. Right, let's discuss your week. Obviously, great for the old man to have a winner, Sky Pirate in the Grand Annual. We had Josh Stacey on in the week. That was in Tukas was his bet of the week. I said, well, hang on, he's gonna have to beat Sky Pirate. I then didn't tip up Sky Pirate for the rest of the week on ITV, so it meant nothing. But yeah, that's class for Nick Scobie as well.
Yeah, it's been since 2016. Since Dad's last had a winner at the festival. It just shows how hard they are to come by. There wasn't really a year past where he hadn't had a winner before that. So it's just so competitive nowadays. But he's just turned inside out, this horse, this year, and it was good for Nick because he's been injured for a good bit of the year and he's missed him a few times. So he gave him an absolute peach yesterday to win. So it was brilliant, and it was great for Martin and Abonatelli as well.
And I just wanted to ask about the horse, Jonjo. I'll confess to getting him totally wrong because I thought the Hill exposed him a couple of times. When he ran at the Paddy Power meeting back in November, I thought he travels really well. He comes up and the Hill just seems to find him out. So you just said it. He's turned inside out. What's turned him inside out?
Don't know really. Like, he just came in a different horse this year from his previous owners. Before the sales, he just looked magnificent all year round. But you ride him at home and he doesn't display a lot of speed at all, and that's why he was kind of going over longer trips and kind of jockey feedback through the years. Definitely wouldn't say be dropping back in trip, but just the way his race, we had nothing to lose by dropping back in trip and seeing, because he always used to get to the last and kind of fall in a bit of a hole. So obviously Skew gave him a great ride the first day at Cheltenham. He had a light weight, so we thought maybe it was just a flash in the pan, but he's improved, and I think just a fast run race over 2 miles really suits him.
Yeah, no, magnificent. Yeah, well summed up. John, do you ride 3 tomorrow, I believe? You got Monbeg Gold for your mum. You ride in the county hurdle, and you got one in the Albert Bartlett. Tell us, briefly just about those 3 tomorrow.
Yeah, so CL Denige runs in the county hurdle for Willie Mullins and Mr. McManus. I don't know a lot about the horse apart from seeing him run on the TV and seeing his form. He was unlucky not to win a Betfair last year, I think, and I think the dry ground probably wouldn't harm him either. So he's an interesting runner, but it's obviously you need all the luck in running in a county hurdle, but he's an interesting runner. Oscar's Elite, he ran quite well, I think, over 2 miles the last day at Exeter. 3 miles is definitely more his trip. I think he probably would have wanted a bit more rain. Colin and Joe's horses have been running well all week, to be fair. Eldorado Allen and Fiddler on the Roof and the Big Breakaway. They've all been knocking on the door. So he's probably a lively outsider. It's a hard, grueling race, the Albert Bartlett, but he's a strong stayer. Be a lovely chaser next year. And Monbeg Gold, riding for my mum. Usually AJ would ride the horse, but he's an amateur, my little brother. So he improved a good bit with his last run. William Marshall rode him at Doncaster. He came second. He's probably got a good bit to find on the ratings, but you've got to be in it to win it, and he's worth taking his chance anyway.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, wish you luck. Yeah, wish you luck tomorrow. That'd be amazing for your mum to get one as well. I imagine there'd be some scenes, even though it's dead quiet when you welcome her into the program. There'd be some good scenes there, or especially when she gets home. I mean, she'll be cracking open a bottle of champagne. But you don't have a ride in the Gold Cup, but I want to ask you this: if you could sit on any horse, because this is a very competitive Gold Cup for like the first time in a few years. I said to all our other guests, you can literally, my way of looking at it is you can chuck a blanket over some of these horses, plenty of these horses, which could be swinging in and even jumping the last in contention. Who would you sit on?
It's very hard, as you said. You could sit on about 6 of them and make a really strong case for them.
Yeah, but I don't ask easy questions, Jonjo. You need to pick our winner for our viewers here.
I think they've all got to beat Albin Photo. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves because he doesn't get seen very often. But he's obviously trained by a master. He's won the last 2. He will obviously be spot on for the race. I think they've all got to beat him. The most interesting runner is probably Royal Pagaille. Whether he wants the faster conditions, I don't know. But I think he's probably open to the most amount of improvement. But at the same time, he's got to improve a heck of a lot still. So he's the most interesting one. But I think they've all got to. They've all got to be Albin Photo.
Yeah, Royal Pagaille. He's the horse I actually tipped up. I was itchy. I wanted him to run in the Gold Cup so bad. I was looking at the sectionals over the last 5 fences of when he ran on the same day that Nube Negra beat Altior at Kempton on the same ground. Obviously, Royal Pagaille runs slightly, had to travel further that day, but he's been quick over his last 5 fences. He was quicker than Nube Negra and beating Altior, and I think he lacks a bit of pace that some people are giving him credit for. So I'd be interested to see how he runs. But John, that'll wrap it up. I mean, I don't want to keep you too long. What's the plan for the rest of the evening? Get the feet up.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a bit of feed now. I've got 10:10 tomorrow, so I won't be having a huge amount.
What are you gonna have to eat now?
I got some rice and some chicken, and I usually like putting a bit of sweet chili sauce on it just to spice it up a little bit. Quite boring for me tonight.
That's all right.
But it does the job, and I know I'll be light enough tomorrow. So pretty quiet and just watch the replay and the great coverage that you've been doing, Chris, on ITV. Today I'll be watching that back, and then probably get an early night, I suppose. Yeah.
Rishi, have you noticed though he's watching ITV coverage back and not racing TV today?
Pathetic.
That's where you are.
Pathetic. Were you watching Channel 4 cricket though? That's the main thing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you've been doing a good job on that, Rishi. John, I will say thank you very much. I will wish you luck for tomorrow for your 3 rides. Mate, keep doing your thing, boy. We'll catch up soon.
Thanks very much, Rishi. Cheers, Chris. Thank you.
Cheers, John.
Oh, he's some boy, Rishi. He's some boy.
He's top class. He's top class. My daughter is coming to say good night.
Tell her to say hello before we wrap all this up.
This is Evie.
Hello, darling.
Hi.
Who's winning tomorrow?
I told you the horse that I like tomorrow, didn't I?
Did you?
Yeah, I did. But she's got a new favourite jockey.
Go on.
I really enjoy watching Rachel Blackmore win all of those races, and I think she's really inspiring.
Good girl.
I didn't.
That is
exactly. Did not to say all that.
Yeah, no, exactly. That was very good. That is the effect that these jockeys have on the kids growing up. It's good to see.
Right, can you go to bed, please?
He's got to get into bed now.
Come on.
You got more of a job on your hands than I thought, but. Rishi, it's been good. Little ground update. It's still good to soft at Cheltenham as it was today. I've got an odds on bookie slot, which I'm going to have to play now for the WellChild Gold Cup. So I'll play that for you at home.
Hi there, I'm Paul Binfield, aka Binners of Paddy Power. Really looking forward to the fourth day of the festival supporting WellChild. It's been a magnificent week so far down here at Cheltenham. We've seen some brilliant action on the track. The fourth day has the feature WellChild Cheltenham Gold Cup in it, and we're also delighted to be sponsoring the Mrs. Paddy Power Mares Chase for the first time. It's tremendously exciting. In the WellChild Cheltenham Gold Cup, Al Boom Photo heads to market. His comeback at Tremor was even easier than the last couple of years, so he deserves his place in the market. Aplutard is in there, second favourite for Henry de Bromhead. He's had a great week. And then Champ, who made a great comeback over 2 miles in the Game Spirit at Newbury, is next best in. So an exciting race. The Mrs. Paddy Power Mares Chase, Willie Mullins looks to hold the key. He's got LMA in there as favourite. She won the Opera Hat at Nace last month. Cole Reevy next best in, again for Willie Mullins. She won at Turley's in January, so he's got a great chance. With 4 places each way on the WellChild Cheltenham Gold Cup, and for my £20 challenge I'm going £10 win Champ, and I'm going to go £5 each way Native River.
Good man, as easy as that. And Rishi, we haven't got long left. We're actually running over time because you don't half waffle on, Rishi Persad.
Well, that's why I'm not on ITV this week, obviously.
Exactly. Quickly tell the viewers at home what's winning tomorrow. We have a guest challenge. Katie Walsh is currently winning the bottle of Glenfarclas with a odds-on shot with Monkfish.
That's ridiculous. There ought to be a rule against tipping a 1-4 shot. I'm going for Tritonic in the Triumph Hurdle. I know the Irish are very keen on Xana here, but Tritonic, do you fancy that as well?
Yeah, I fancy it. Yeah, kickstart our day. I need a winner in the opener. I haven't had one all week. So yeah, let's hope Tritonic wins. Guys, just remember you can obviously watch all the racing on ITV Racing TV and Race Day Live on the Cheltenham Racecourse website. And there's a sweepstake. If you go ahead to the Cheltenham Racecourse website, there's a sweepstake for the Gold Cup. You can play along with your friends and family, or more so your family at home, because we can't do too much else than that in the moment. And on the website is your 2022 festival tickets. You can get priority ticket sign up now. So if you get onto the website, make sure you're here next year, do all the priority stuff and go and check that out, because I know you want to be. And I will see you tomorrow for the WellChild Gold Cup. Details on how to donate to WellChild will be on a slide in just a moment. I will leave you with the highlights footage. I will say cheers in my Glenfarclas glass. I've got Ed Chamberlain tomorrow and Rishi Persad. Thank you very much.
Thank you, mate. Good luck tomorrow.
And they're off. And down is Envoy Alain. Envoy Alain has fallen at fence number 4. It is Chantry House and Nico de Boinville putting clear on the run to the line. And Chantry House has taken the masked novices chase in a 1-2 for Nicky Henderson. It's another winner for Ireland, and Mrs. Milner has won the Patent. And they're off for the Grade 1 Ryanair chase. The emphatic winner, the brilliant winner of the Ryanair chase, Allaho, has given Willie Mullins a record 4th win in the Ryanair. They're off for the Paddy Power Stayers Hurdle Grade 1. Paisley Park, he's now beginning to pick it up on the wide outside for Aidan Coleman. The final fight for Flooring Porter, led by 3 lengths. Flooring Porter wandering, but still leads by 3 lengths, but they won't catch Flooring Porter. He makes every single yard for Danny Mullins, and Flooring Porter has won the Stayers Hurdle.
It's the Greatwood Hurdle winner, the shunter, who's going to win again at Cheltenham, this time over fences in the Paddy Power Plate. What a money-spinning horse. Tell Me Something Girl is sprinting away up the hill, and here is something. Here's a great mare, Tell Me Something Girl, and Rachel Blackmore, another winner for her at this memorable festival. It's another tremendous day for Irish trained horses, and Mount Ida is another. Jack Kennedy steers her home from well off the pace.